From the mountains to the prairies, from sea to shining sea, this is the land of the free. Baby, God bless the USA. Standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon wide, red rocks glowing in the evening tide, the eagles soaring high above the pines, heart beating strong with these stars and stripes of mine. From New York City lights to the California coast, barbecue smoke and the ones we love the most, pickup trucks rolling down a dirt road track, fireworks popping, never looking back. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Down in Texas, longhorns running free, sweet tea sipping under live oak trees. Up in Michigan, lakes so blue and deep, fishing with my buddies, secrets we keep. From Nashville honky-tonks to Nashville neon glow, country roads taking me home, don't you know? We got burgers grilling, cold beer in hand, freedom ringing loud across this promised land. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
We got the Rockies punching through the sky, Mississippi rolling, never saying goodbye.
Hollywood dreams and Wall Street hustle, small town churches, muscle on muscle. We
Fight for what's right, we forgive when we can, from the amber waves to the home of the brave man.
No other place I'd rather plant my boots. This red, white, and blue runs deep in my roots. Sunrise over the Smokies, fog lifting slow, kids playing ball in the backyard glow, veterans marching in the hometown parade, flags waving high for the price that was paid. We got cowboys riding, farmers in the field, factory workers giving all they've got to yield. From Alaska's midnight sun to Hawaii's shore, this land is ours forevermore. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. One more time.
God bless the USA.
Cape Coral to the heartland, coast to coast. We stand together, proud as hell. God bless the United States of America forever.
Crazy story. I just heard a cat fight going on outside, and it was huge. I was in my house. I don't know what's damaged in there. I don't know what's going on. Some male from down the street had gone in the house, and my cats were defending their sister's honor, or whatever you want to call it. All right. Man, guys. I'm tired tonight. I'm here. We're back in the studio. I don't even have the studio turned on yet. I don't even have all the cameras back in place. We're basically just gonna, do a little show tonight. I still don't have the main mic fixed. So we're gonna just do what we can here. Alright, let's see who's all in here. Hey neighbor, what's up? Yep, hey Jungle. Dispatch. Welcome everybody. I've worked in several dispatch centers. I even actually set up a dispatch center for a record company. Did AAA record showing with about 12 trucks at one point. So, and worked that for him for a little while too until we got some people trained. Yellow, welcome in. Peace outie. Thank you for being here as well tonight. And thank you, everybody. Yep, I was AMD trained. I did law enforcement dispatching part-time. And then later on, after I became a firefighter and all that, I was a part-time dispatcher at Lee Control here, which does fire and EMS. On my days off, it was something to do, and I loved dispatching. I dare say I was pretty good at it. Let's see here. I knew this county better than just about anybody. It was one of those things, and I worked with some very good dispatchers as well. And it was great when you got a group of people, and they're all doing the same thing for the same purpose, and everybody's doing a great job, and it just makes you feel good to be part of the team. All right, well, anyway, this is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name is Ian. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad you're here. We've got, this is Starship Adventures, and don't forget our backup channel, Starship After Dark. And we are here tonight with coverage. There's not a whole lot going on tonight. The images in the upper left were earlier today in LA. Upper center is the only one I have right now that I believe is live from Minneapolis, and it looks like the band has showed up to play. And so there you go. Maybe the dancing clown will come out. I mean, Tim Walls will come out and do his little thing. Yeah, welcome everybody. Listen, I'm not going to be long tonight, maybe an hour or so. Just so you guys know, we finally got out of Blairsville. You guys know you were in the show last night. We got out of Blairsville, and we got down off the mountain in the snow, in the slush, in my car with my mom. And we got to we did it carefully. We made sure the road was good. I walked it down to make sure that the car would not slide. And we were able to. I know the audio is a little low. It's turned all the way up. That's maxed out. I don't know. It's the other mic. I'm sorry. So anyway, yeah, we're home, and there you go. So what ended up happening was we finally got down off the mountain, and by the time we got squared away and got out of the snow and everything, it was getting dark, and we were very tired. It was a long day. I had to prepare the cabin, drain the lines, do all the stuff you normally have to do, but I had to do it all in 6 inches of snow. And below freezing temperatures. It never did get above freezing before we left. Even at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it was 24 degrees outside. So everything was frozen. My shoes actually froze on my feet. And actually, I have 2 spots on my right foot that are hurting tonight. I think I got a little bit of frostnip. And my shoes were completely frozen. And that was yesterday. We got a hotel room south of Macon, Georgia. Still well north of the halfway mark, but that's as far as we needed to go because I needed to get stopped, get a room, and get set up so we could do a show last night. And that's what we ended up doing. My cat... What? Is that you, Mama? Well, come here and say hi to everybody. They're all acting weird because I've been gone for 10 days and it's been cold and weird. And come on up, Mommy. Come on. You see her back there? She's acting really weird. Like she wants to love on me and she's pissed at me at the same time. And cats don't know how to reconcile all of those different emotions. Hi. You say hi to everybody. You hear her talking? You guys don't normally hear her talking. She's talking tonight. I can actually hear her voice. Isn't that right, Mama? Yeah, Uncle Katie. All right. So anyway, we're watching a number of different stories tonight. I think I'm going to start off with space weather tonight. I do have pictures up of what's going on around. You can see there's a shot of Times Square. The one to the left of Times Square, the one right there, that one is, they're supposed to be getting down to one of these protests. So we're watching that. The one above that in the corner, that is actually going to be a chopper view from earlier. Mama, what are you smashing into me for? It's a power love fest here on Starship Adventures. I can't see anything with your ass in the way. I don't know if you knew that or not. Did you know that? She hit the button there. Next thing you know, I'm way up and close. All right. So anyway, there you go. We'll move that there. All right. So anyway, the point is I ended up, believe it or not, we ended up staying at a hotel, and we got home today. We're coming down the interstate. We had several delays due to accidents, congestive delays, things like that. Then we get into Charlotte County, the county just north of here, and they've got a big working brush fire, and it's crossing the interstate. It's about to spot over the interstate. Big, huge black column of smoke. It was really kicking up. The firemen were all out there. The cops were out there. And we thought everything said they were going to block the road. But they actually, I think because we had already made it past the exit, they went ahead and let us go through. They told us to go really slow, and we drove through the smoke. So the good news is I'm here. I was able to get to work on time. I dropped my mom off and went straight to work. So this is the first time Mama Bleep seen me, about 30 minutes ago when I got home. And so they're still all kind of weird and excited and to see me. Especially her, because I can't leave. I don't want to leave her in here for 10 days by herself. It's just, she'll go nuts. So I have to put her out, which means, she can still get into the main part of the house to get warmth and things like that. But she lives in here. She wants to live in here. And I've been kind of worried about her because of her lung issues and stuff like that with the cold. I haven't seen Daddy Kitty yet, but I saw him on the camera earlier. He's around here somewhere. Let's see here. Everybody else is in. I got Ed Earl in the bedroom, and Shadow is in the house with Tony. So they're staying warm. It's cold even for Florida. We're going to get right near freezing tonight here in southwest Florida, in Fort Myers. Right near freezing. We set an all-time low high. Yesterday, I think it was, the lowest high temperature ever at Page Field here at our official station. So it was very, very cold. So anyway, I did finally get home. I dropped my mom off. I got to work, and I produced my 3-hour radio show, and then I came straight home. All right, so there you go. And that was it. I just now have arrived home for the first time in what is now 11 days. So that's, you can see she's very happy to see me. All right, so what's going on? Well, this big snowstorm went up and it really clobbered the Carolinas. You can see on radar Omega, we do have one storm chaser out in Charlotte. That's the one you see down here. They're in Stasseltown, Pennsylvania, and that is PA Storm Tracker. That's PA Storm Tracker. I wanted to get his name out on there for you guys. Okay, so there he is. He's driving around there, so you can see what it looks like in Charlotte. This is him here driving around. So he's inside the Beltway there at Charlotte, and he is finding some pretty heavy, some pretty thick snow everywhere he looks. In some places, he's been finding it up over 12 inches. Other places, it doesn't seem to be quite as bad. But this area really got clobbered, especially east of here. Now, see, I was way over here where this yellow circle is. That's me. And right over here in this area is Heath. I don't know if he's in here, comms prepper. But both of us got quite a bit of snow. But as we went east, it was kind of weird because we got about, I'm gonna call it 5.5. I think he got about 6 or 7 out here. Blue Ridge got 3, and LJ got dusted. So that shows you that's ended up what everybody got, because when we drove out, we drive this way to go home, and we could actually see, amazingly, that each town we got to was significantly less snow. Now we're up here, and we ended up getting almost 6 inches, where down here in Blairsville they only got about 4 or 5. So it depended on where you were, what side of the mountain you were on, and the further east you were, the more snow there was. In fact, there was quite a bit of snow east of here. The areas out here got a huge amount of snow. In fact, these areas here tonight, under a special weather statement, remaining snow and water and slush that will freeze solid well below freezing temperatures through Tuesday morning will make travel conditions very hazardous, and that's for the overnight period tonight. So very, very hazardous. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the ice storm a week ago. You guys remember, what in the hell is playing up there now? The ice storm that we had about a week ago. We didn't get any of it in Blairsville. Ironically, we got nothing. It was almost weird, but we did not get anything. I don't know what that is. Probably went on to the next video is probably what's going on. Mama, quit freaking out now. Mama, stop. My Lord. She's just nuts. All right, so we've lost technically we've lost our last feed out of that protest. So I don't think there's that much going on with the protest. There's Skid Row in LA. Let's see how great things are going there. And right here, it looks like our storm chaser just went down too. But we'll keep that up. But a lot of times they'll come back. See this area right here with the colored counties? On radar Omega, this is a way we can look at the number of power outages. And I want you guys to take a look at this right here. Like right here in Tishomingo County power outages right now. We're looking at about 15% of the county still out from a storm that hit there last Saturday. Mama, your flea collar's coming off. I got a new one for you anyway. We'll put a new one on there. How about that, Monkey? All right. And then we got Here we go. Prentiss County. Prentiss County, we've got 3.4% still without power. 671 people been without power for 8 days. Now, I mean, this is nothing to bullshit here. This is crazy. We've got Alcorn County Power. Here we go. 2,000 people still without power. These are even worse over here. Benton County. 665 people still without power. 6,100 people in Tippah County. So I mean, this is in Mississippi. This is areas north and west of Jackson, Mississippi, and there is still a number of power outages down here. There's 2,100 in Tallahatchie County, and so everywhere we look here, there's another one. Here we go, 1,200 in Grenada County. Just absolutely crazy. There's 27 still out in Carroll County. So basically what we're looking at here is a situation where a lot of people have been without power for a very long time. This is the ice storm that not 2 days ago, but literally 8-9 days ago hit this area. So these people have been without power. Now Heath, comms prepper, he lost his power. Of course, as we know from his name, he's a prepper. And he was ready to go. Him and his family were fine. But they got some half an inch of ice or whatever, and it took his power out. Mama, please leave the microphone alone, okay? All right, thank you, Mama. These cats are dying to see me. I got cats in the house waiting to see me. It's gonna be crazy when I go in there. I've already said hi to them all. They know I'm here, and but they're all just chomping at the bit to see me. Sal Powell, the word protest shows up 0 times in the Constitution. Protesting is a form of free speech. Free speech does show up in the Constitution. I believe in any free speech that does not violate the law. Now, when they're out there at 1 o'clock in the morning and they're trying to pry the boards off the outside of the building, shoot them with pepper balls. I don't really care. But I do and will fight for someone's free speech. And so I take a little bit of an exception to that. I understand the word protest. The word riot's not in there either. And riot is illegal as well. Protesting is legal as long as it's done legally. And again, it's just a form of free speech. So I personally fight for these people's rights to do this. But I also fight for my right to be able to tell them that I think they're wrong. I think that their message is ineffective at this point. I think they're actually creating an issue for their own party at this point, for the left. I mean, literally, it's become the party of crazy. They're the pro King Maduro, but they're anti-king. They're no kings. They're the ones that are like gays for Hamas. They're the ones, all these different hypocrisies that we see out there. It's all on the left. The left is the party of the lunatics out there. And unfortunately, that is not going to change anytime soon. All right, so let's go with that. This is all power outages. We've covered that. I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about space weather. We do have some situation dealing in the space weather realm. Giant sunspot alert. We're currently looking at a giant sunspot. Oh my God, I'm so tired, guys. I'm going to do this for a little longer here, but I'm really pooped. We're going to see if I can get this up for you here. Oh my God, I don't know. Man, I gotta tell you, I was so like pissed off last night because the damn because of the Windows 11. Oh my God, that Windows 11 is terrible. All right, so anyway, here we go. This is a giant sunspot alert. A few days ago, sunspot 4366 didn't even exist. Now it's a behemoth, almost half the size of the Great Carrington sunspot. Rapidly growing is making the sunspot unstable. Indeed, it has already unleashed dozens of solar flares in the past 24 hours, including a powerful X8 class solar flare described below. And we're going to get into that in just a minute. More explosions are almost certain through the day and night of February 2nd. An X8 class solar flare and CME. A giant sunspot 4366 is a solar flare factory, according to spaceweather.com. In the past 24 hours, it has produced 23 M-class solar flares and 4 X-class flares. The most intense so far was yesterday's X8 class solar flare, shown here in the movie that you're watching now in the inlay screen. Extreme ultraviolet radiation from the flare ionized the top of Earth's atmosphere. This in turn caused a shortwave radio blackout across the South Pacific Ocean. The ham radio operators in Australia, hold on just a second, let me see if I can get this. There's the blackout map that kind of shows you where the blackout zones were. And you can see there it was basically the Southern Pacific. Ham radio operators in Australia and New Zealand may have experienced loss of signal below 30 megahertz for hours after the peak flare peaked out. Shoho and NOAA chronograph images confirm that several CMEs emerged from yesterday's collection of flares. None of them appear to be either potent or squarely Earth-directed. Glancing blows expected on February 4th through the 6th could spark G1 or G2 moderate geomagnetic storms. So that's pretty cool, but it doesn't look like this is going to produce anything that's going to be that geo-effective here. But this sunspot is moving around and is going to be more directly focused on us here coming up in the coming days. Hey, I'm glad to be back. I was trying to come in each night when I could get it to work. Okay. Hey, Texas, dehydrated water, Dom, how are you guys doing tonight? Glad you guys all made it. Yep, the moment that a protest becomes illegal, I'm done with it. And because it's not a protest anymore, it's a riot. And I call it, the moment it becomes riotous, I call it on here. I'm looking to see what I can see here. Anyway, to finish up with space weather, we're gonna have to watch this one because it's I'm so tired I can't even keep a train of thought here. We're gonna have to watch this one because honestly, it's gonna be facing more towards us here in the coming days. Mama, I know you're happy I'm home. I can tell. I can tell, Mama. It's okay. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, that's my mom, Kitty. She is just rolling all over me. She can't get enough. It's a good one, Kitty. That's a good mama. Your tongue's hanging out, lady. That's why she got her name, Mama Bleep. God, you almost fell, didn't you? That was funny. The amount of spoofing going on is just at epic levels out here. This Times New World, they've got like 9 streams going on, and they got as many viewers as I've got on one of these streams. And it's playing shit from like 2 days ago. And, you know, I don't know. It's literally just looping bullshit, and they get more hits than I do. I don't understand it. I mean, the algorithms work, but sometimes they're not perfect, you know? Yeah, maybe Antifa took the night off. Who knows? I'm looking here. I don't see anything. I don't see anything live right now. I don't see any of my normal sources. MDG Gaiman, he's normally on. He's got nothing right now. Portland Andy didn't come on, so I don't think there's nothing going on. I don't think there's a lot going on right now. I think it's pretty quiet tonight. I'm glad to be home. JSH, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it just so Jishovith? Anyway, so yeah, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to be back. I haven't even turned that side of the room on yet. This is the only camera I've got up right now, so we're just gonna deal with that. But that's what I've got going on. Tomorrow I've got a meeting and some training at the new studio, and I got to go do that. Wednesday I got to go see a client in Naples and work on his computer. So busy days ahead for me now that I'm home. Along with the shows, but this show and the other show every day. Yeah, the Times now is always bullshit. It's always old, just like CNN-News 18 and Mirror Now, always bullshit. Times of India, Hook Global, one of the worst. Just absolute shit. Absolute shit. Let's see. Times New World, Times of India, CNN News 18, Times Now, Times of India, Hook Global, CNN News 18. I mean, it's like literally every single channel is like this. And I don't even know, it's like, I don't go out and just report other channels. It's not my MO. I wish people wouldn't report things and just if we can live with it, let's live with it. But stuff like this is getting to be abusive. I mean, at some point you have to see that this has gotten abusive. And you know what gets me the worst? And a lot of you may have not have considered this, but what bothers me is the fact that these people see Hook Global every day, every one of these on here. And what does it say? It says Portland coming across, Portland going crazy. And you read down through these, and the titles are all clickbait. They're all bullshit. There's something I just found there, right above me, right here. I just put that one in. We'll see what we got there. Yeah, it's a bunch of crap. And I don't know. I don't even know what to. There's nothing really to do about it other than just I'm thinking about creating a channel just that I can go in and block all of these other things, so that when I go in and sign into that channel in a certain browser, I can search for live content and I can block all these channels, and maybe I can hopefully get down to where it's a little easier for me to find what's going on out there live at this moment. Well, that didn't last long. The moment you think you find something, it goes to some other shit. All right. Mama, what are you doing? I bet you they can hear you purring at home. Although the audio's not good tonight for some reason. I don't know why. I can see that I'm bouncing in the blue down there. It's not near high enough. But I've got everything turned all the way up. Let me look at... I think I've already checked this too. But let me just double check something. I don't even see this freaking source in here. There it is. Nope, it's turned all the way up. Okay, let's try this recording. Mama, this is getting a little ridiculous. Mama Kitty. Yep, it's maxed out. The boost is on. I don't know. Everything's on. Nope, everything's all the way up. I'll get a battery for that mic, another mic tomorrow. Yeah, she's driving me nuts. Well, I mean, you can trust robots or not trust them. I get it, but they are the future. Um, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of people out there that won't have anything to do with AI, and they won't have anything to do with robots, and they'll find themselves in basically a sub society, because everything's going that way. Will eventually be safer. People will no longer die in auto accidents anymore. You want to know why? Because guess what? We won't be driving the cars anymore. We're terrible at it. As a group of people, we suck at driving. We suck at everything. We suck at flying. We suck at everything we do. And so the moment we can get all these cars talking to each other and computers controlling everything, um, vehicular travel becomes virtually safe, completely safe. And not only that, but now you can drink and put on your makeup and make your cell phone calls and get on the computer and do some work. And you're actually getting to your next assignment quicker and safer than you would in the old days where you would actually drive yourself with a steering wheel. Yeah, so it's one of those things. A robot in every house, they're coming. The only thing holding back right now, more robots in homes, is price, and they're getting that figured out. It won't be long before the free markets and all these different countries getting together, working on this. They're all putting out products now. They're all starting to show their new products that they've got coming out. Home robotics is going to be very big in the future. And you know, an area that I'm not afraid of it like everybody else is. One of the areas I think that robotics is going to become amazing is taking care of the elderly. You know, my mom's home now and she's doing good and she's taking care of herself pretty much. And that's great. And the rehab was great and the people were great and everything. Do you know the weakest link in the nursing / rehabilitation care? And some of you guys may have even worked in this field and can back me up on this or tell me I'm wrong. Probably the hardest to deal with, the most inconsistent part of it, is the staff that basically does all the other things. You know, you've got nurses, you've got administration, and you've got therapists, okay? But below that, you've got this tier of people that are helpers, and they're really the backbone of the place. You know what I mean? Because they're the ones that have to keep the patients comfortable. They're the ones that have to change their diapers. They're the ones that have to put them through the shower. They're the ones that have to get their food to them and make sure that everything's open so they can eat it. And, you know, these are the people, the assistants, the nursing assistants, whatever they call them, the people, the diaper changers. Very important role, okay? But here's the thing, nobody wants to do it. And so they end up with a bunch of people that don't even speak English doing the jobs. And now my loved one is in there and they spend the whole day talking to somebody in their earpiece and never actually speak to the patient because they don't speak the patient's language. And you end up with a situation where you've got this little 90-pound woman that comes in. She's nice, but she's foreign. She doesn't speak the language. She can't even communicate with my mom. Turn over, roll over, sit up, do this, you know. And the night ones are worse than the day ones. And so what you end up with is inconsistent care. And the one thing these people need more than anything is a consistency of care. If they wet their diaper, they should be able to hit a button and get their diaper changed and not sit there and sit in their own shit and piss for 90 minutes or something while these people get done with their telephone call and get done with their smoke break and everything else. And so I personally think after going through this whole process with someone that I love and I care about and watching this process of these people that come in that don't really give a shit, they're making minimum wage, they're diaper changers, they're wiping asses, and that's what they do. And I'm thinking that is a job for AI right there. I would love to have those arms that are just right up above the bed. And when my loved one presses the button for dirty diaper, the thing comes down and changes the diaper. Let me tell you something. The hardest thing in the world is one of the things I think, one of the biggest things that I think we could actually do to make the entire experience better. One of the things we could do is provide a situation where the moment that person needs something, that the system is there and that this thing can walk them over to the bathroom and help them out. And everything's all pressure rated and everything, so it can't hurt the person. But it can lift the person and move the person, and it responds to what the person says. It speaks the person's language. And you're going to say, but it's not compassionate. Well, neither are these people that they hire for minimum wage to come change diapers. They're not compassionate either. They're like, oh, that woman in sick shitter pants again. They don't care. They don't like it. They don't want to deal with it. And she went through a situation where one nurse would come in and tell her, she'd go, I got a crap. And the nurse would say, just shit in your pants and I'll change it. Literally, the assistant. And then later on, another assistant would come in and my mom would say, I crap my pants. And the lady goes, why don't you call us so you don't shit your pants all the time? And the lady says, the last person told me to just shit my pants and she would clean it up. That's disgusting. What is wrong with these people? Putting my loved one through that. And so I would love to see AI make that nursing home or home care or hospital care experience better, because now they don't have to be embarrassed by some person laughing at them or making fun of them or, changing them and seeing them all shittied up like that. Now a machine can take care of it, and it can clean, it can take care of everything all at one time. So, I think the future is really bright for that. And once we can automate that, we can get more people available care, because the care will become cheaper. Because you can, with what you're paying for all of these women to come in and change diapers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's a whole staff of these people. And for what you're paying them, we can easily install these machines, and in 5 or 6 years, they'll pay for themselves. Yeah. Canna Club, the left is evil. Yes, of course. I come to the realization a while back that I used to always struggle with, left versus right. Why are they like they are? Why are we like we are? It's taken a long time for me to come to the realization that it's not left and right. It's right and wrong. Okay? You've got people that like the country the way it is, that want to keep the country safe, that want to keep the country the way it is. That's us. That's the right. The people who are right all along, as our slogan is at work. Okay? And then you've got people out there that hate everything. They're malcontents. They were born in the wrong body, born in the wrong state, born in the wrong party, born to the wrong family, born in the wrong college, whatever. They're a victim about everything. And they hate life, and they hate their country, and they hate their parents, and they hate the president. This is anti-Americanism. It's the rise of communism. It's the rise of anti-Americanism. And so it's no longer, in my mind, right and wrong. Right and left. It's right and wrong. Because I actually believe that if you're not on the side of right, if you're not on the side of God, and you're not on the side of our country and our president, and you're not on the side of getting rid of people who are illegal in this country, and you're not for law and order in society, then you're the problem. You're bad. And you're the one that's the bad guy. And you're the wrong one. And therefore, I'm right and you're wrong. And that's how I look at politics now. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But that's the way I see it now. All right? Because you got one side that stands for normalcy, one side that stands for democracy and for a representative republic. You got one side that wants to see this country succeed. You got one side that wants to see the president cut waste, that wants to see the president deport illegals, and one side that wants to see the president succeed in making America great again. And then you've got the other side, the communists, all right, the socialists, the people that are out there on the streets, throwing things at our federal buildings, damaging the cop cars, running over police officers, doing all these things, disrupting services, disrupting arrests. You've got people out there that are anti-civil. They are against law and order. They are against what makes this country great, and that is law and order. All right? I don't always agree, and we have courts for that. We've got IA for that, internal investigations. We've got civil process. We've got ways that we can make it right when the cops go a little too far or whatever. And we take care of that. But for the most part, law and order is law and order, and it must be upheld. The moment that we stand for something other than law and order, we're no longer the good guys. We no longer are the ones wearing the white hats anymore. And that's what makes us great. That's what makes our side always come out at the end. Because the good guy always wins. And the bad guy's always left out in the cold with their vagina hats on and their beta male bullshit. And they're the ones out there lost, pandering around right now, trying to find relevance. Don Lemon storming churches, trying to find relevance. You got these ignorant leftist shows like The View and things like that out there trying to find relevance in a shrinking market. Because more and more people in the middle every day realize that there's the good guys and there's the bad guys. There's the ones that want this country to be safe and want it to be great. There's ones that will stand out there, and when those fireworks are going up and that national anthem plays, there's those of us out there that cry. There's those of us out there that get emotional, that feel it, that lost parents in wars. There's those of us out there that it means something to, that you feel it. When you put your hand over your heart at that basketball game at your son's high school, you should feel it. You should feel it when you sing it. You should feel it when you say it. And these people don't feel it because they don't care. They don't like our country. They don't like what we do. They don't like how we do it. They don't like what made us great. And if they don't like what makes us great and they don't like us to be great, then they're anti-American. And that's exactly what they are. They're communists. My father used to reel about the commies. He said, one day those commies are going to come for this country. He said, one day those commies are going to come, and they'll come with nuclear bombs, or they'll come one at a time, and they'll slowly take over one town at a time. My father told me this 40 years ago. He said, you got to watch those GD commies, he used to tell me. Those commies will show up and they'll take over your town, and they'll have meetings at night, and next thing you know, they're running the town. He said the communist is like a cancer that grows within a country. And that's what we're seeing right now. This socialist horse shit that we're seeing right now is a cancer that grows within our country. It's the cancer of hypocrisy. It's the cancer of everybody's a victim and nobody works. It's a whole way of doing things where everything's just based on feelings and how I feel about this. It's never based on the numbers or the facts or anything that's really important. It's always based on our heart and how we feel about things. If you think about it, the right is a function of the brain. The left is a function of the heart. And they say that if you're 20 and you're a conservative, you don't have a heart. If you're 40 and you're a liberal, you don't have a brain. And I believe that. Most people in life change from left to right. They come across the aisle. Why? Because they realize those guys over there are wearing the white hats. They realize those are the guys over there that care about this country. They're the ones that send their sons to war. They're the ones that stand up for everything that has to be done here in order to keep us free. They're the ones. Okay? And they realize that, and they take it. They take that, and they do it because they have to, because they're patriots. Because being a patriot, that's what it's all about. You're either a patriot or you're not. And these sorry ass people here are not patriots. They're not standing up for this country. They're standing against this country, against rule of law, against what the Democrats and Republicans have voted for years. Barack Obama deported 5 million of these people to other countries that came here illegally. Trump's deported them. Clinton deported them. Bush deported them. Bush deported them. Reagan deported them. All of a sudden, we're not deporting them anymore because for some reason now this is a problem? What is going on? And as I always tell you guys, it's anti-American because the reason they're letting these people in is to pack the census in the blue states. The whole thing is subversive from the start. The whole thing is bullshit. It's devious. They don't care about nothing of this other stuff. They don't care about ICE and how they're treating people. It's all just a game. You got professional protesters out here. They just hate America. They'll protest anything. Today it's a vagina hat. Tomorrow they're a 1%er. The next day they're pro killing babies in the womb. And the next day, they're pro a king. The next day they hate the king. Everything is different. Every day is a new protest for these dinglings. Every day is a new bitch, a new problem, a new this, a new that. You know what? This country is freaking great. Just live in it for a while. Enjoy it. Go get a job. You went to all that college. Now go get a damn job, you worthless prick. Go get a job. Go find something to do with your worthless life. Be an entrepreneur. Be a philanthropist. Just be away from me because you suck. I cannot stand what these people are doing to our country. And the reason I show it every night on this show, the reason I show what these pricks are doing, is because it's important that we see what's going on out there. I think it's very important that we see what's going on and we understand this is anti-American. I fight for their right to do it, though. And that's where you and I, sometimes some of you guys and I disagree. You guys think we should shut this protesting down. I believe we should shut it down the moment it becomes illegal. Okay? Yeah, let's see here. Hey, Pam. Yeah, I'll testify. I'm telling you, I've had it because it's the whole week I was gone. I kept reading articles every day about just this protest and that protest and this and that and what they're doing and the stuffed animals and the marching bands and the three-ring circuses and the clowns and the morons and the fraud. And I'm just thinking, this is just a damn cesspool out there. Minneapolis has literally turned into a cesspool. A big, deep freeze, frozen cesspool. And so is Portland. And LA. And these people keep coming out every day. What are they protesting? They're all protesting something different. Just ask them. They interviewed a guy last week. They asked him, what brings you out today? You would think he would say, we don't like ICE. We want to abolish ICE, right? No, do you know what he said? He said, I came out because the teachers union supported my LGBTQ march last year. So we wanted to come out. My group came out to support their march. He didn't give a shit. He don't even care about what ICE is doing. It's just he needs numbers when he goes and protests the LGBTQ2IA plus thing. He has to have support for that. So he supports the teachers union, and the teachers union turns around and supports the LGBTQIA2S plus. Did I get it? I'm not sure if I got it right. I don't know. It's hard. It's so hard Did I did I get it right?
It's scary to see what's happening in the United States, whether it's 2S LGBTQI plus rights that are constantly being attacked.
LGBTQ.
My government will never let it happen.
LGBTQIA2S+.
My government will. I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus.
Thank you, Trudeau. I wasn't sure how to say it. Anytime I don't know how to say it, I ask Trudeau because he knows how to say it, and that's really cool. Isn't that right, Como?
I do it with everyone.
Yeah, I know, and that's the problem. That's why you're not in office anymore. All right, so. The vacation was good. It was a lot of work. Probably went a little sooner than we should have, but Mom did fine. She's slowly getting her strength back and everything. But it was a lot of fun, and she got to see almost 6 inches of snow. I say almost because the measurements I took came out to about 5 3/4, 5.5. So it was just shy of 6 inches, and she got to see all of that. She got to watch that snow falling. I put some big lights outside so she could really see it good at night, and it was a lot of fun. She had a great time with it, and I got one more big snowfall that she was able to see. You have to remember, we're from Florida. My mom's from Florida, and oh Christ, hold on. There we go. All right, so yeah, so she grew up here in Florida. Her mom grew up here in Florida. Her mom and dad grew up here in Florida. So it's a very long number of people that grew up here. So it's kind of one of those things where when we see snow, it's kind of a big deal. Anyway, let's see here. I do have a few pictures I can show you guys. This was looking off my deck, and this was this morning. There's my driveway that I had to go down. You can see it just starting to melt there on the edge. That continued for about 3 more hours, and I was safely able to drive down that. Absolutely gorgeous up there. The sky is amazing. That's the cabin up above ours. The blue sky up there is just absolutely amazing. I've always been enamored by the blue sky. It's so much bluer. We don't get a blue sky like that here in Florida. That's my cabin there, the green roof, and my deck out front, and my shed on the right there. You really can't see much of. But this is my property. There's my car. There's the Starship Mobile Shuttlecraft 1 buried in the snow. Oh boy. Yep, there she is. That's a Florida car sitting in the snow. It was not happy up there. It's like, what are you doing, man? What's going on? Anyway, there's the driveway again. Just taking a bunch of pictures. There's the antennas on the back. And there's a shot up towards the front of the cabin. We had that pole put in. They used to have that drop come all the way up the hill right into the house. And when the wind would blow, I'd watch my weatherhead go like this on the front of the house. And I'm like, you know what? All it's going to take is one ice storm, and that's going to rip the whole front of my house off, and it's going to catch on fire and burn to the ground. And so we called the power company. The guy came out, and he goes, yep, you're right. And 5 days later, they came out and sank that pole right there so that it holds all of the weight of the line going down, and then it just has a line going over to my house that's not even really tight. And so I like that because now my home is no longer holding up the power line all the way down the hill. Anyway. But yeah, we love this place. We've owned it for over 30 years. There's the little stairs that goes down to the lower parking area. I parked my car way out away from the house because I'm using that 20-meter antenna on the back. And you can see the 2 other neighbors And the house is behind that. You really can't see the top one there, but there's two other. There we go. You can see it there. There's two other cabins over that way. There's what we had on the porch. There's what we had looking off the porch. Look at that. Quite a bit of snow, like I said. I could measure, like I said, just shy of 6 inches. And this, some of these were like after it's kind of started melting a little bit. Look at this. This was this is a video here of it actually snowing. This is towards the end of the storm. Well, it wasn't a storm. The snow, the flurry. It wasn't flurries though, man. It was snowing like a bitch for a while. And then when they said it was going to stop snowing, it continued snowing for 6 more hours. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. But yep, there you go. So I just wanted to show you guys some shots of the different shots of the porch and stuff. But these all were from absolutely amazing. All right, anyway. All right, I just wanted to make sure you guys could see some of the shots that I had there. It was really good. There we go. And the other thing that we found up there, Florida's not the only place that has panic buying. This was the Walmart in Blairsville, Georgia, the day before the ice storm that never happened in Blairsville, Georgia. And there you go. That's the bread aisle. There was nothing left but some of the more expensive brands. They still had the Petridge Farm sourdough, so I was still happy. That's the one I like the best. But anyway, there you go. That's what we got, and a good old shortage. Now we went back in that same Walmart about 4 days later, and everything was back. Walmart's very good about, you know, peak use and things like that. Peak stocking and having things ready when we need to get them back and ready and all that kind of good stuff. All right, so there we go. Trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to show you guys in here. Let's see. Yeah, and on the only other thing, this is not even really a good picture, but on the way home, we got literally delayed by this brush fire. And people were turning around, and it took us a while. It only ended up delaying us about 20 minutes. It doesn't look impressive here, but it was actually quite impressive once we got on the other side of the smoke plume. But yeah, anyway, that was that. And I get back into town, and what's one of the first things I see? I see this truck driving down the road, and it's literally a septic truck, and it's the name of the company is Duty Calls. I was like, oh, that is amazing. I love that, Duty Calls. Oh, Lord, funny stuff. Mama, please, you're driving me nuts, girl. I got to make up the whole 10 days right now? Yeah? Seriously? Yeah, and I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm going to be doing some stuff. I'm putting a big video together where I'm going to be talking to you guys in the video about the place that I work, because we're actually Mama, please stop it. You're really getting on my nerves at this point. It's getting stupid. Hold on, damn it. Hold on, guys. Everything has to be resized, you know? And I blame YouTube for all this. Everybody always wants everything in different formats and different sizes. And this whole upright format thing, I got to tell you guys, I am not happy with this whole upright format thing. I think it's absolutely stupid. I can't stand the upright format. Anyway, I want to show you guys just a little bit of something that I'm working on. I've been taking video of the studio where I work, and everybody's moved out now. There's no one left in there but about 8 radio stations, and that's it. All the TV's out. That was where the meteorologists used to work back there. This shows you basically all the different rooms and different things. But I basically walk around and talk about the entire building, how old it is, the facility, and it's actually going to be a really neat video because I talk about the where the building started back in 1929. And, Wink, the legacy TV station here, the first TV station in town. Wink FM 1200, 1240, 1270, Wink News Radio, which turned into 92.5 Fox News, the channel I work at right now. And there's the weather, the chroma key wall back there. But this is it. This was the Wink TV studio for many years. This room flooded during the 3 different storms that we had. Where there was flooding here, and this is a lot of this is raw. I haven't edited it yet, but you can see all the lighting, and I talk about all the different things in the studio, all the different things that either were taken or were not taken. All the stuff you see in there is not going. All those lights are end of life. They're all 10, 12, 13 years old. They're end of life. The cameras are end of life. All that stuff's getting donated to nonprofit television somewhere. But anyway, I just wanted you guys to see that this is coming, and it's going to be. I think it's going to be a pretty cool video because it's going to be neat because I'm actually going to be showing you guys all around the building, all the different rooms where I used to work and different places around the building. And it's kind of weird because it's all there now. This was all shot just before I went on vacation. Okay. What comes up after I get back, I get in there today. They've taken all the TVs out of the building. All those TVs you see in the background there are all gone now. And they've come back and gotten most of all those TVs are gone now. All the rest of the equipment, and nothing's left in that room now. The chairs are all gone. All that's left in there now is the tables, pretty much, and those arms, and that's it. But that was the Wink TV newsroom with the assignment desk in the left corner there, back by the big grid. But anyway, I'm going to be presenting this as a feature. I've still got to shoot some. I'm going to be shooting. I'm going to be shooting coming up. This is my last week. This is my last week in the building, and so yep, there we go. This is in my little room here. But anyway, like I said, I'm mostly just trying to find video, that you guys, that I can put on for you guys, that I want to show you guys the really cool thing that there is about the broadcast center that I work, and how absolutely cool it is, I don't know. I'm going to miss the place, to be honest with you. I'm going to absolutely miss the place completely. And that is what it is. The new place is great. I like it. However, there's, it's a lot further away. Let me just put it that way. It's a lot further away, and I'm having to deal with that. All right, and then the next thing I just want to discuss real quick with you guys. Okay, I'm just checking the chat room real quick. Yes, today is Groundhog's Day. I actually watched the whole thing with Punxsutawney Phil this morning on Fox Weather. They were broadcasting it. And he did, in fact, see his shadow. 6 more weeks of winter. Big surprise there. All right, anyway, I wanted to talk to you just real quick. The absolute shit show that is Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Does that not look like something off Nickelodeon or maybe Nick at Night or possibly 90210 in space or some bullshit? This is the worst Star Trek that's ever been produced. And I watched episode 4. Episode 5 will be coming out Thursday of this week. I don't know if I want to watch it or not. 4 was so bad I turned it off. Once they went into the fact that Klingons are now polyamorous and they're gay, and the 2 men find a woman, and so the 2 men and a woman, 3 men and a baby, I don't know, whatever it was, and now the Klingons are mostly gay, but they still have to have women to procreate, so I guess they still do to women too. I don't know. I'm just confused. And then, of course, there's already been several tender moments between 2 men and tender moments between women and tender this and tender that. And I'd like to tender my resignation at this point. It is very, very, very sickening what Star Trek has done. The franchise is ruined. I don't know how they're going to come back from this. Discovery was bad, and all those cartoons were stupid. And now we're at the point where they did finally come out with Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and 9 out of 10 of the first episodes were pretty good. 9 out of 10 of the second season were pretty good. There was one that was disgusting. A musical in space. Disgusting. And then they got into their 3rd season. The entire 3rd season was shit. It was mediocre, woke crap. So they've ruined that show now. And now we're down to this one, Starfleet Academy. This is the new one that's come out now, and it's shit. It's garbage. Yeah, well, and I'm thinking about doing that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and cancel my Paramount Plus subscription. I get the subscription when a new show comes out, and then I cancel it if I quit watching the show, or I cancel it the moment that the show goes off. And that lets them know I'm basically voting with my wallet. It's not Star Trek. The captain of the ship sits in her captain's chair like a cat would sit in a chair. She curls up in the chair. She's reading a good book in her jammies with no shoes on, and that's how she does most of the show. I figured she must have a deal with either she has a deal with the production staff that she doesn't have to wear shoes or any uniforms or anything, or she can wear jammies all day, or they wrote her this way and somebody on the writing staff has a foot fetish. I don't know what it is. But there's something weird going on. This captain does not represent Starfleet in any way, shape, or form. All captains have baggage. All captains have done things they're embarrassed about, whatever. It all comes out in the wash. But this captain here is just a joke. From the very beginning, this is just an absolute joke. And I don't know, man. I don't know where to go. I don't know if there's anything at all redeeming about this Vox in Excellenzo, this latest episode that's come out. It's all about gay Klingons. Now, who wants to watch Star Trek about gay Klingons? Klingons are the ultimate alpha males, and they've literally feminized the Klingons. They're feminizing everything. They're making Star Trek into one big joke. And I'm sick of it. I'm so sick. I don't know. Yeah, she's 400 years old. Give her a break. She talks like she's 400 years old. She does a captain's log. I have a ship that's also an economy, and we fly around the universe, and I don't wear shoes. I never wear shoes. I like to put my feet in everyone's face, and am I doing a good job? Does that sound like her? I wear jammies with little warp cores. I got little warp cores on my jammies, and they're just nice jammies. And I don't wear shoes. Did I mention I don't wear shoes? Because I don't, and I sit in my chair like a frickin' kitty cat. That's what I do. It looks like, you know what's funny? Everybody's drawing the conclusion when she sits in her chair like she does. Everybody keeps bringing us back to Austin Powers and Dr. Evil. Remember, he's in the chair and he's all flicking, and his legs are all over the chair and all that. That's the scene. That's literally, if you speed her up, it looks just like that scene. What she needs is a mini-me. How can you have that much shit in your mouth? She's reading a monologue. We couldn't spit the shit out just to read the monologue. I run a ship. Hey, Hobby Steve, what's up? Yeah, everything's doing good. We're back from vacation. We got some snow. It was fun. Mom had a good time. I had a good time. Yep. Hey, Heath, what's up? Yep, doing good. We finally made it down off the mountain. Do you have to lick your ass right now? Don't worry, they can't see you anyway. You're behind the monitor. Anyway. I don't understand it. It's like, I don't know, does she have a speech? Does she also have a speech impediment? Is that like her thing? It's Captain Crunch and her speech impediment. Shoeless Joe's, whatever her name is. And what's with the half female Jim Hadar and half Klingon beta chick that's like the second in command? She's like her number one. First of all, Jim Hadar are created species. They were created by the founders. They were created to be a subservient race that would automatically be born hooked on tetracell white. Okay? So they don't have genitalia. They're all androgynous or men, whatever you want to call it. So I don't understand what's even going on here. How do we have female Jim Hadar? You can't have female Jim Hadar. That's even more impossible than having freaking threesomes with Klingons. Polyamorous bullshit with Klingons. I mean, the whole thing is just crazy, right? So we've got a female Jim Hadar. Jim Hadars don't have females. Of course they don't. We learned that in Deep Space Nine. But as we know, Kurtzman doesn't mind shitting all over canon. He loves shitting on canon. In fact, give me some more canons to shit on. I mean, he just hates Star Trek. How can someone who hates Star Trek write and produce and be a showrunner for Star Trek? It drives me. There's no way Kurtzman likes Star Trek. If he liked Star Trek, he would stop lifting leg and shitting on it all the time. But he's not going to do that. Yeah, everything did go well up there. It was a good time, and yeah, we got lots of snow. It was late getting out. I just got home for the first time at 8:15 this evening. I just saw my kitties for the first time in 11 days at 8:15 this evening because I got home, brought mom home, went straight to work. So, yeah, that's how crazy that was. And I got to work with 15 minutes to spare because of all the delays today coming down. Oh boy! All right. So I don't know what I don't know. The cadets they're all a bunch of weirdos. The men, they all work out. They got big muscles and they're all gay as shit. The women they look like twigs. All right. Now listen. I am the last thing from a chauvinist, and I actually believe in getting women involved in everything just like men are. I have no problem with that. But here's where I have a problem. You got to sell it, okay? If you're going to have a woman that's going to beat up every man that she comes in contact with, she needs to be a strong woman. Maybe she needs to be, oh, I don't know, 5'7" or 5'8", not 4'9". Okay, she needs to have more than like pretzel arms. Okay, this chick, she's supposed to be stronger than the males on her team, and they show her in a shirt, and they show her arms all the way up to her shoulders, and the chick has bird arms. She has freaking bird arms. You can't sell me that shit. She was just whooping the ass of some guy that's out there lifting weights all the time, and he's all built out and buffed up and six-pack down, and you're telling me that little pretzel prick girl's gonna fucking come over and... No, I don't buy it. Not for a minute. You gotta sell it, dude. You gotta sell it. I believe a chick can kick a guy's ass, but you gotta sell it. You gotta sell it. Because I also know that the chick's going to have to be at least nearly as strong as him and overskilled and skilled more than him to kick his ass. So why are we and that stupid little Romulan twat that's in charge of the Starfleet, what do they call it? The War College or the War Factory or whatever they called it. Let me tell you something. That little bitch, she's like 4'9", little Romulan. I would kick her scrunt ass myself, and I'm 56 and fat. All right? So don't even buy that shit. You got to sell it. She's supposed to be the toughest person on her team. That's the problem with this show. The men, they're all buffed out pussies. And the women, they're all badass bitches that are twice as strong as the guys. And nobody's buying that shit. Yeah, Dispatch feels like me. I know I'm very tired. I'm going to be signing off here in just a few minutes, but I did want to come on and try to put on a decent show tonight. And there's a few things to talk about that I'm kind of passionate about. And well, here's the second one. We're going through it right now. I love Star Trek. I've always loved Star Trek. Okay, I'm going to tell you just a few quick things about me and Star Trek. My mother said it was the first TV show I cared about watching. I can tell you that when I was 12 years old, I went to the library and checked out a ham radio book, and I learned how to build an antenna on my dad's roof. And at 12 years old, I snuck up there when my dad was not home, and I built an antenna that laid flat on his shingle roof. And at night when he was in bed, I would go out front and pull this rope down and tie it around this cleat, and it would pull my antenna up into the upright position, so that I could pick up WTOG channel 44 out of Tampa, which was 125 miles away. Why was I doing that? I made a bunch of bow ties out of antennas, out of coat hangers. I made a bow tie antenna, and everything was all measured out perfectly. And I could lift that antenna up, and that signal would come in, and it would be almost clear. And I did that because every Saturday and Sunday night at midnight, they would play Star Trek, the original series. Now, I'm talking 1981, okay? 1980, 1981. And it was everything, my entire week focused on being ready to watch those 2 hours. Because remember, back then, we didn't own our media back then. I didn't have my first VCR by then. I was taping them on cassette tapes so I could listen to them back. Okay, we didn't own our media back then. And these kids nowadays don't know how lucky they have it. They can flip on any show they want on a moment's notice. I used to wait all week for 2 hours of television, and I had to pick it up from 125 miles away using this super modified bow tie antenna with all kinds of freaking gain. And that's what I did. I had to do it. But that's got me into radio. It got me into science. It got me into science fiction. And that's what Star Trek was all about. That's why Star Trek created this whole generation of astronauts. Do you know how many people in NASA love Star Trek? Most of them do. These astronauts, they go up in the space shuttle. Several of the astronauts that died, they found comm badges in their desks. I mean, matter of fact, one of them is on display in the Air and Space Museum right now. That belonged to a dead astronaut that died on the way up in I believe in Challenger, and stuff like that's important. That this show has inspired so many people. And now what? It's garbage. It's like literally spiraling the rim, ready to flush. And I'm so angry because my whole life I've loved this show. I've loved what it stood for. And now it's just become woke ass DEI drivel that I just can't stand anymore. And I hate you, Alex Kurtman. I don't use the hate word often, okay? Because hating is not like God, all right? It's the furthest from Jesus you can get. But when it comes to effing up my TV show, Alex Kurtman, I hate you for it. I'm sorry, buddy. But I'm not a happy camper. It's too late for you to fix it. Quit, resign, rotten hell. Anyway, no, I have not been to the one in New York. I visited twice the sets that were in Kingsland, Georgia. They were the sets that Star Trek Continues and a bunch of other fan films were shot on. I have not visited the ones in upstate New York. I know there's ones up there. What is it? Schenectady or so, one of those towns up there. But that's the other set that Phase 2 used. There's 2 full sets out there, 2 full Desilu sets. What other TV show has conventions that 500,000 people show up to in Las Vegas in the last 6 days? How many TV shows have complete mock-ups of the entire ship? Engineering and sickbay and the bridge and every single mock-up of every room that was used, and they can reconfigure them just like they did on the original show. How many shows have one set mock-up? Well, guess what? Star Trek has at least 4 that I'm aware of. There's one that's just the bridge. It normally goes to conventions. There's 2 full Desilu sets, one in Ohio, Sandusky, Ohio. That's the one that I'm familiar with, that I've been to a couple times. They've moved it to a mall in Sandusky, Ohio. Worth seeing for sure. And it's the entire original set. It's amazing. And then the other one's in New York. And then I know there's also parts of, or at least most of, another mock-up that exists out on the West Coast. So, and like the shuttlecraft, they found it. You know how they found the shuttlecraft? Satellite images. They searched for it and they found the shuttlecraft sitting in the back of a junkyard. And they contacted the people and they sold it to them. And they brought it to this guy who restored it. It exists. It was in NASA Houston for years. It's still out there. The original 16-foot shooting model is in the National Air and Space Museum, the Smithsonian, in D.C. on the mall. And the reason it's there, it's the only ship in that entire Smithsonian building that's not a real ship. Why would they put a ship in there that doesn't even exist? It's not a real ship. And it's still there to this day. It's been there for many years. That model, that the 16-foot shooting model of the Constitution class starship is in there, and it's been in there for many years. They've refurbed it from the ground up. The videos are on YouTube. Check it out. And why is it? They say it's because that ship inspired more people into space flight than any other ship. And it's not real. But that's the power of Star Trek. That's the power of Star Trek. That is what got all these people interested in space. That's what got people into science and physics and engineering. That's what got people into all these important fields. From inventing Velcro all the way to the next moon missions and Mars missions that are already on the books right now, coming up. I'm telling you guys that Star Trek is a phenomenon. It's so important. It's important. It's a piece of Americana. All right? And Kurtzman is destroying it with this woke bullshit. God, I can't stand it. There is rumors that season 2 has been canceled. There's also rumors they're already under contract for season 2. I don't know how that's going to pan out. Dispatch, I agree with you. Stargate SG-1 is by far the second best space franchise ever. You got 10 seasons of SG1, 5 seasons of Atlantis, several seasons of Universe, plus several movies, three or four movies, including the first one, and then I think they made 2 or 3 at the end. Stargate, if you like Star Trek or you like space shows and you've never given Stargate with Richard Dean Anderson a chance, you're lost. I'm telling you, it's every bit as good as Star Trek in many, many ways. Not complete, but in many ways, it's just as good as Star Trek. And so, and that's coming back. If you haven't seen, you could go look the video up. Mama, please leave the microphone alone. You're going to knock it off. It's beyond rumor now. There's actually proof that there's a new Stargate coming. MacGyver, yeah. I used to like MacGyver too, and I love Richard Dean Anderson as an actor. I also really like the woman that plays Samantha Carter. I had a huge crush on her for a while. I'll admit it. I don't give a shit. But that's a great show. Daniel Jackson, Teal'c, what a great show. And the acting and everything was great. I love General Hammond. He actually died near the end of the production. The actual actor did, and they gave him a little honor on the show. Let's see here. They even brought him back in CG a little bit in a couple of episodes later on, which I thought was really cool. Quantum Leap was a good show. Quantum Leap was a great show, and I really like Scott Bakula. Big Scott Bakula fan. Loved him in Quantum Leap, and I love Scott Bakula in Enterprise. Enterprise is one of the better Star Treks out there that people don't watch, because if you watch H&I, it's the one that comes on at midnight. It's the last one, and a lot of people don't get to see that one. But Enterprise, the story of the first USS Enterprise, the NX-01, and Scott Bakula, and I love the guy that plays Trip. I think it's a great staff, great crew on that, yeah, so that was cool. Farscape was good. I've watched Farscape from start to end. The guy in what's his name, Brewer? What's his fucking name? The guy that's in that show, in Farscape, him and the woman that ends up being Vala, they both go on to Stargate and end up starring in the last 2 seasons of Stargate as the new members of SG-1. So it's kind of cool, because at one point they spoof, in the 200 episode, they spoof Farscape on Stargate SG-1. It's just so confusing, but man, it's fan service, but it's great. Yeah. Well, we can only hope that Starfleet Academy ends its run as quick as possible. Maybe the captain can get some shoes on, and we can possibly run this thing like a real ship. Anyway, there's a lot of good sci-fi out there. Unfortunately, they're not making any good sci-fi right now. Is this thing working? Testing. Is this thing on? Is this testing? I don't know. Yeah, they've done a lot of good sci-fi. Unfortunately, as the CG gets better, the writing gets worse. I don't know what to tell you guys. They can make it look like anything. They can make anything you want now with AI and CG and all this. They can make anything you want. They can make any show, any episode, any ship flying through any hole, screwing this, squirting that. They can make anything happen with CG. But they've lost the ability to write a good sci-fi story. And that's the bottom line. All right. So, Bearcat Steve, welcome in. And Standard and is it Oh Wicked One? Something. But yeah, thank you for coming in, everybody. I know I messed up everybody's name. One Day a Go-Go. Yeah, it's Alex Kurtzman is the one that I'm just really upset with, because he's the one that's wrote this thing. He's the one that, oh crap, he's the one show running it right now, and it's just, he's gay. I get it. He's got a man. This I get, and I don't care about that. That's the part. A lot of people are all like, "Oh, you're homophobic and shit." No, no, I'm really not. I don't give a shit what you do. Matter of fact, I'll help you fight the government to get out of your bedroom. I don't think the government has any business in people's bedroom. But that being said, I also don't think all this bullshit has any business on Star Trek. If there was one gay relationship, I'd be fine with that. We've had gay relationships before. We've had a few that were okay. I mean, first of all, Star Trek has never been about relationships. I want you to think about it. How many of the original series crew had a relationship with each other? No, didn't happen. It didn't happen. It just didn't happen. It doesn't happen on ships normally. You guys are close, you're working together, this and that. But it was not all about the ships, if you know what I mean, all the relationships. This show's all about everybody's freaking relationship with everybody else. Relationship. That's what this whole show is about, and it's ridiculous. In Next Generation, how many of the original cast of Next Generation ended up and seriously involved with somebody else on the cast? Nobody. They didn't do it. They didn't do it in Deep Space Nine. They had Jadzia Dax got together with Worf. One of the few relationships. And I would personally have preferred that they didn't do it, because then it got weird when Jadzia was killed by that prick Cardassian, and then next thing you know, she comes back as Ezri Dax, and it screws everything all up. But anyway, but see, even then, I don't think we needed that relationship to make the story any better. Ben Sisko finding a woman, that the freighter captain that he got with, I was okay with that. It's okay that your captain finds a lover. It's okay. But it's one thing. It shouldn't be the whole God blessed story. It needs to be just, okay, one little part of it here, one episode there. What they're turning it into is literally it's the USS Young and the Restless is what it really is. And I just don't want it. I don't want it. And nobody wants it. I'm going to tell you the negativity that I've seen towards this episode has been absolutely epic. I don't think I've ever in my life seen such negative shit on one TV show or one episode like I've seen with this. It's been absolutely balls nuts. I'm just like, this is nuts. And then this last one, when the whole polyamorous gay Klingon thing started happening, that was it. That was it. The last of the Mohicans checked out, I'm telling you. Everybody's like, we're done with this. We're done. Yes, Charlotte's Rock, you are absolutely correct. It was a new adventure every week. It was mostly episodic, meaning that we started and we ended each episode with a story. And it was somewhat serial in a way, but not really. You didn't start the next episode talking about what happened in the last episode. That came later. Deep Space Nine was half episodic and half serial. And then with Voyager, they went back a little more episodic again. Still a little serial because it's an ongoing story, but yet episodic in the fact that we pretty much wrap up each story each week. And Enterprise was episodic as well. Although it was a progressive story, so there was some series elements there that where it did go on. These 3 or 4 series, like their third season was all one whole trope, and things like that. So you got to find what works. And what Alex Kurtzman, he doesn't like to do that. What he likes to do is he likes to write series. He likes to write a story that takes 10 episodes to tell. And I don't think Star Trek works as well in that format. Like I said, even Deep Space Nine fell back on that episodic format quite a bit, even though they were more serial. And I don't think, I think everybody knows that if you're going to write good Star Trek, you need to write it mostly episodic. At the beginning, they look at the view screen. What's that? I don't know. At the end, okay, good. We worked that out. We're all friends now. Next episode. That's the typical format. And Alex Kurtzman doesn't write that way. He doesn't like doing it that way. So, and of course, when you add in all the DEI element stuff, and you add in all the blatant violations of canon. Why is there a woman Jim Hadar? Don't know. Was it necessary to violate canon? Couldn't we just have a female Klingon? Or couldn't we just have a male Jim Hadar? Why did it have to be a female Jim Hadar? It's because Alex Kurtzman loves to shit on Gene Roddenberry and everything that came before. He likes to shit on canon. He likes to shit all over the Trek fans out here because he's looking for a newer, kinder, more beta audience out there that likes it. Let me tell you something. Star Trek was written for the alpha male. It was written for scientists and jocks alike. It was written for men. Men that wanted to explore. Men that wanted to go into space and boldly explore new worlds and do things like that. It wasn't written for women. Now, a lot of women liked it. Sure, they had Captain Kirk's shirt off every third episode. Of course it was written some for women too. But Star Trek fundamentally was an alpha show. It was written for men. It was written for men to go and watch men fight other men, to do the things that men do because men are doing it. Okay? And Kurtzman doesn't do that. Women, he writes things where women are doing women and women are doing other women and guys are doing guys and women and guys and then there's guys doing other guys with other guys and feelings and stuff and it just gets totally lost it's totally lost in there somewhere what Star Trek truly is. I wouldn't have minded if they just... Why does everybody have to be gay? Why in Discovery? Everybody in Discovery was gay except the captain, I think. Oh, and that's right. The captain that started out as a criminal, then became a captain, then became a criminal again, then was a captain, and then a criminal, and then demoted, and then promoted, and then a captain, and then a criminal, and then a captain, and then she went 900 years in the future and became a criminal, and then a captain, and then a criminal, and then a first officer, and then a captain, and yeah. I lost track on that one too. It's supposed to be about the captain and his ship. That's what it's about. It's about Captain Kirk and the USS Enterprise. That's what it's about. And when it's not about a captain, it doesn't have to be a man. My favorite Star Trek is Voyager. Okay? Doesn't have to be a man, but it's written for men. It's written to be alpha. It's written for alphas. It's written for people that are in charge, people that are pillars in the science community and astronauts. That's what it's written for. It's not written for a bunch of pussies. I just think we've lost track of what Star Trek's even about. I don't know what you mean by Star Trek was out of date. Star Trek was ahead of its time, so I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, well, I mean, look, the writing was good back then. I can even tell you a few things about Best of Both Worlds. You know, they wrote Best of Both Worlds. They wrote an amazing episode, and then they went on break and they hadn't wrote the second half of the episode yet. So they all had to figure out what they were going to do, how they were going to get everybody back. Because the only reason they wrote the first half was to make you think going into the break that Picard is now a Borg, Riker's going to take over the Enterprise. Patrick Stewart didn't sign the contract. It was all a rumor that went around. It was all just a thing to get people to want more Star Trek. And it worked back then. Stuff like that worked back then. And that scene, that the best of both worlds, that scene became one of the most iconic cliffhangers in all of television. You guys know the scene, you know, where Riker's standing on the bridge and Picard is on the view screen with the thing and the laser beam. And they're like, we have to fire now. And he's like, fire. And it's like, dun, 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 dun. You guys remember that? That was, at the time, the biggest cliffhanger ever in TV. I mean, people's toilets were flushing on time for this one. This was a big deal. And that became the only two-parter that I think's better than Best of Both Worlds is probably Voyager Year of Hell. That's the best two-parter ever made. If you've never seen Voyager or you've never seen that particular episode, it's called Year of Hell. It's a two-parter, and it is by far the best two-parter in the franchise. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, Star Trek was way ahead of its time because the writing was so good. You know, like you had Space 1999 with Martin Landau, Barbara Bain, great show, one of my favorites. The writing was atrocious. The sets were great. The acting was great. The uniforms were great. The ships were great. The miniatures were great. But the writing sucked ass. They had no good writing. You got to have good writing. The original Battlestar Galactica, better writing, but it still didn't quite get what they needed to get out of it. And then when they re-upped it for a second season, it was a disaster. Yeah, science fiction's come a long way. It really has. But in truth, science fiction has not gotten better over the last 20 years. It's gotten worse. You want to talk good sci-fi? Go back and watch the movie Logan's Run from the early 70s. Now, you want to talk about some damn good science fiction? Go watch that. Excuse the fact that it's dated. Yeah, it's dated. Was made before we even knew what a computer was going to look like. But go look at it. Go look at that movie, Logan's Run. Or Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, one of the best movies ever made. Go look at that movie and compare it to the quality of today's movie. Not the CG, not the AI, not the space scenes and all that. I'm talking about the storytelling, the writing. All right? The writing was better. Yeah, I saw it a number of times in theaters, and it was the first thing I ever recorded on a VCR. And I played that tape back until it broke. I think every society's had their percentage of gay people. I think that's just the way it is. Yep. I still to this day think Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan is one of the best movies ever made. It's timeless. It's amazing. And just amazing acting, amazing writing. Yep. I don't know if you saw. I did not see Logan's Run in the theater. Yeah, that's a great sci-fi show. Really? Yeah, if she was the female star, I really liked her. I had a little crush going with that one too. I love my sci-fi chicks, man. Yeah, there you go. They're doing a thing every now and then where the Rathacon comes out in different theaters around the country, and I swear if it comes to Tampa or Miami, I'm going to drive. I would love to see that movie one more time in theaters. I think that would be totally amazing. The music in the Rathacon was amazing. The man that wrote the music for Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 3, absolutely amazing. The music was just amazing. It was exactly written for the scene you were watching. Uh, and um, and of course the CG for the time was really good. The Mutara Nebula and the phaser fights and everything. It was actually really good. Um, yeah. All right, guys, last call. I've been on a couple hours. I'm getting ready to sign off for the night. I do appreciate everybody that's come in tonight. We are back to full strength. We did have some stuff coming into the protests earlier, but it's all gone away now. And so I think it's pretty quiet tonight. We're going to see what happens. It's only a matter of a few days before the next situation is created, and then everybody reacts to it, and that's just what's going to happen again and again and again. That's what seems to always happen with these things. And they will push ice and push ice and push ice, and then finally, when ice does what they have to do, then they use that as an excuse to go do more things that they shouldn't be doing. Um, yeah, yeah. 2001: A Space Odyssey is great. It was very paced, very slowly for me, but it was a good movie. I will tell you, 2010, which is the sequel to 2001, a great movie. That one there's a great movie. It's a Cold War movie. They go back out there to get Odyssey, and and when they get out there, they're on a Russian ship, and there's a big mess. And it's I'm not going to give it away, but if you haven't seen it, 2010 is a really good movie, really neat movie with a cool mysterious twist at the end. It's pretty cool. Um, Alrighty, well, yeah. I hope you guys come back tomorrow night. I'll be here again, and I'm gonna go in there and feed all the kitties and check everybody out. Make sure everybody's got a warm spot for the night. Oh boy, I guess that's about it. It's nice to be home. It's gonna be nice to sleep in my own bed tonight with my kitties. Um, I I've got the bed up there's decent. Um, and I sleep really good up at my cabin. Don't I slept good in the hotel room last night because I was tired. Very nice hotel, but Comfort Inn, very nice hotel. Um, um, Little more than I usually spend, but Mom prefers a better hotel, and this one had the handicap roll-in shower and the whole bit. It was really nice. Um, yep, there you go. Yeah, well, I put it on if I can find it, but there's really not much going on tonight. So there you go. I'm getting both sides of this. I get people that say, you should cover things other than that, but I cover what's going on this day. But I'll always cover all the things going on, not just that. So unless it gets crazy, and then I go wall to wall on just one topic. But anyway, yeah, there you go. All right, guys. If last call, if anybody has anything else, I'll react to real quick. Other than that, I'm going to be getting the hell out of here tonight. It's been a lot of fun, guys. It's been a long week, and so I'm glad to be home. It's going to be busy for me this week getting caught up, but I do expect that it should be good. So um, I guess that's it, guys. If there's nothing else, I am going to let you go. I'm just really tired, guys. I need to get some sleep. It's been kind of crazy out there. All right, guys. So anyway, I'm going to see you guys next time. This is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. My name's Ian, and we are here on Starship Adventures. We'll be back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time for another Sights and Sound show. Until then, you guys have a great night and a safe tomorrow, and everybody have a good night. I hope everybody sleeps well. KO4 EFS clear, QSY. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Y'all scream for chaos and a law and order fool. Well, truth hides in a corner, breaking all the rules. From another evil universe, illogical and wild, irrational, unrealistic, like a brainwashed child. Look at these woke weirdos, strangers they come, marching for no kings, rallies and freeing Maduro dumb. He's a dictator crushing folks, but y'all cheer his name. Hypocrisy's central, playing the same old game. Gays for Hamas, honey, that's a killer twist. They toss you off a roof, but you're on their list. Screaming about equality while backing the hate from parallel evil worlds, sealing your fate. Hey, hey, ho, ho, this protest a total no-go. Woke weirdos wailing in the snow. What a damn joke, bro. Banging pots and pans like toddlers, throwing fits, while law and order laughs at your hypocrite bits. Upside down flags, frog suits, lawn chairs in the street. Y'all call this resistance? Nah, it's elite retreat. Waste of time, waste of air, waste of everybody's day. Go home, snowflakes, truth's not your way. Inflatable frog costumes, that's your master plan. Portland's parade of freaks, looking like a bat fan. Shining lights in windows, keeping agents up all night. Trying to play hero, but you're just a sad sight. Aztec dancers twirling, giant birds on parade, puppets in the rain, man, y'all got it made. Non-binary noisemakers with whistles and horns, honking like geese, showing off your thorns. Hey, hey, ho, ho, this protest a total no-go. Blue headband, she's in the snow, putting on a clown show, throwing snowballs at badges, then crying oppression. Grow up already, that's just regression. Gays for Hamas, no kings, then dictator love. Your logic's from hell, push and shove after shove. Waste of time, waste of tears, waste of taxpayer cash. Abolish ICE, nah, abolish your trash. Y'all scream no fascist USA while causing the jam, harassing the heroes who protect from the scam, calling for blood when your side's in the wrong, then play the victim when the heat comes along. Overweight activists jumping on cars, megaphones blaring, queer folks dancing the taser. Their safe space is scaring. Back in Venezuelan thugs and molesters galore, pretending you're saints, what a hypocritical bore. Over 1,000 events, what a massive waste. Tiny towns full of trust fund kids, all red face or scripts in pocket, following the herd. Chant ICE must go like it's the magic word. Ignoring the criminals, the rapists they cage, while y'all rage irrational, turning the page from evil parallel realms where truth's locked away. Unrealistic dreams in your woke display. Hey, hey, ho, ho, this pro waste of everybody's night. Get a real job, dipsticks, or just fade from sight. Hypocrites hollering for freedom they hate, backing dictators while sealing our fate. No kings one day, then free Maduro the next. Your brains must be twisted, completely perplexed. Gays cheering Hamas where they meet their end. Illogical love for the enemy friend. Strange woke warriors from universes askew. Truth has no home, it's banished from you. So here's to you, anti-law and order crew. Keep wasting your weekends, we've got better to do. Your absurdity's epic, your hypocrisy grand. 6 minutes of sense, now disband. Stay woke, weirdos, or better yet, wake up for real. Law and order prevails. That's the deal.
All right, everybody, that's it for tonight. This is Starship Adventures, and this concludes our broadcast day. It's been my pleasure to be your host this evening. My name's Ian, live from Starship Studios in Southwest Florida, signing off for the evening. KO4 EFS QSY. Have a good night, everybody.
Sounds